How to win every duel in CS2. Do you ever play CS2 in sync? Why can't they kill anyone? What do I do wrong? This is a common situation for every player, whether you're a beginner or an experienced player. This video is no BS guide on how to shoot properly in CS2. In order to win any fight, or at least make your chances bigger, we will cover such topics as how to peek, how to shoot, and how to move properly. I'm D0nk and I'm 16 years old. I have 10,000 hours in this game and more than 3,000 elo on Faceit. Therefore, I think I know something that can help you out. Since it's not a BS guide, let's not waste time. Right shoulder pick. In CS2, your character holds the weapon in your right hand, whether it's CT or T, or whether you play with the left hand or right hand. Picking from the right side of cover, showing your right shoulder first, lets you see the enemy slightly sooner, and exposes less of your body. And on the other hand, picking with your left shoulder exposes a large portion of your body, before you can see around the corner. So whenever it is possible, position yourself in such a way that you can pick using your right shoulder. Of course, this isn't always under your control due to map layout, but just keep that in mind, and you could have better advantage on the map you're playing on. Distant wall peek. Always try to peek from the far wall, not hugging the corner. If you stand too close to the wall you peek, two bad things will happen. Your field of view is narrower, and parts of your player model might stick out before you can even fire. The enemy will spot you sooner, and you will be blind to them, till you expose half of your body. Stepping wide away from the wall gives you a better angle to see the opponent, before they see you. So whenever you have room for that, think out from a distance, to maximize visibility and minimize how much of yourself is exposed. If you must peek hugging the corner, at least do it with fast wide peek, about which I will talk next. Wide peek. This means peeking at full speed. You expose yourself quickly, and it's harder for the enemy to catch you. But also remember it's CS2 and a peek advantage, when you can't even see your opponent, while you already been killed. It's a real thing to do a peek on a full speed. Just do a quick opposite strafe, and then strafe out wide. When you hear footsteps, it means that you are at full speed. Please, never peek on shift. You are slow and you will appear on the opponent's screen before you even see them. That's a big no-no, but also remember to use wide peeking wisely. Don't be open for all position possible, and instead try to pick every corner, in order to not be noticed by the whole team. Bonus note for CT side. Peeker's advantage is mainly for T side, but as a defender you can still use those mechanics. If you are holding an angle, don't be a static statue. Small movements or off angles would make it harder for your opponent to kill you. For example, stand slightly off the default spot and strafe a bit side to side. This makes it harder for the wide swinging enemy to one-tap you immediately. Prefer positions that naturally uses your right shoulder, so that your right side peeks out first when you strafe it. And if you feel that the enemy gonna pick you 100%, sometimes it's best not to wait at all and pick the enemy first as a CT. But the takeaway is, even on defense, you should adjust your positioning. Don't hug left corners, and consider wide picking if appropriate, rather than always passively waiting. Burst, spray, or one-taps. After the peek comes shooting, and many newer players struggle here. A common mistake is doing bursts or taps, because it feels more accurate. It's true that short bursts, like 3 to 5 bullets, are very accurate and easy to control, since the first bullets are going exactly where you aim. However, in most duels, spraying actually more effective. If you are burst firing, you're shooting at about half the speed of a full spray. That's why a spraying enemy can send you to lobby faster. The thing is that making an insta headshot with good aim is quite easy, but it's not as consistent as having a good controlled spray. If you rely only on burstings or taps, it will take more time for you to kill the enemy. And also, it takes approximately 4 bullets to kill the enemy if you are shooting in the body. Imagine the percentage of actually nailing the frags with 3 or 4 bullets, in comparison to spraying 30 bullets. Don't fear the recoil. Yes, I understand that spraying might seem a bit hard to control, but there are plenty of ways to train it. Dedicated mobs for spray control, or even just staying at one place and trying to see the bullets preset, to learn how to control it. With a better spray, I can guarantee you'll win 50% more fights than you do now. When to burst or tap. Of course, spraying is not always the best option. If the enemy is at a long range, or only a tiny part of them visible, spraying 30 bullets will be inefficient. If you only see a pixel of enemy's head visible, dumping a whole mag doesn't have any sense, because the chance of hitting this tiny pixel is really small. Therefore, in this situation, it's actually the best decision to use short bursts or taps for more precision. Always counter strafe to stop. I understand that the timeline of this video might seem a little messed up, because such a fundamental mechanic as a counter strafe should come first, but I assume that most of you already know that, and if you would hear about it at the very beginning, you would just skip the video. Okay, let's go back to the topic. Counter strafing. This means whenever you're moving and want to shoot accurately, you tap the opposite direction key in order to stop. If you're strafing left, the moment before you shoot, you tap D to cancel your momentum, become still and shoot more accurately. A quick counter strafe will make your character stop, allowing your bullets to land exactly on the crosshair. If you don't do this, your shots will go straight to the sky. Now let's talk about more advanced peeking. When you're peeking, I would assume that most of the times you're crouching to have more precision, right? What if I can tell you that while crouching, you can make your enemy disoriented? A D0nk Slide. This technique is called after a donk obviously, because this term got popular and meta. When D0nk showed it while he's peeking, he's strafing out of the corner, and then he's not crouching instantly. He's shooting at the moment of counter strafe, but to give himself a little more space, to not be killed and have more chances, to do a frag if he didn't do it the first time. He's not just standing or whatsoever, he is doing another counter strafe, and only then he is crouching. It's a really powerful technique, it really makes you a harder target to catch, and also give you more time to kill the opponents. What are the challenges? The first one is mastering it. It's way harder to do it consistently, in comparison to the simple counter strafing, or simply crouch when you peek. And also, while it makes you harder to hit for the opponent, it will also work the same for you. Only if you're absolutely sure about your aim, and that would be more practical for you. You kill the enemy while doing D0nk Slides, then this is for you. On the other hand, if you're slightly inconsistent with your aim, then I would definitely recommend you to focus on the basics. And the last thing I want to tell you about, I think this way of peeking also got popular after D0nk doing it. It's combining pressing and releasing control button. When you are doing this, your head is constantly changing its position, and also it makes you visually unpredictable. I think it's really hard to master it, but it's really a cheat code, trust me. Yeah, you have to control many things like crosshair placement, adjusting your spray if you're spraying while doing it, and maybe even try to move a little to the sides while doing it. But once again, when I tried it myself, I felt like the chance of winning duel for me increased by 20 or 30%. And the last secret rule to become a pro. While improving those mechanics is a crucial thing, in order to get better in CS, the main rules that you have to keep in mind, no matter what others say, no matter what you are, a beginner or experienced player with 1,000 hours behind you, don't be scared to play. While you can train many hours a day, that won't have any impact on your win rate if you're scared to use it. So basically guys, that's it. If you find something helpful from this video, or you just like the way I did it, I would be very grateful if you leave a like and a subscribe. And don't forget, when you're trying to improve, don't try to match everything at once. Do gradual changes, have fun and stay strong. Wish you winning more duels in CS. See ya.